Senator. Thank you.
Good. Looks like we've got a great group here. Sorry, I'm running a minute or two late.
Yeah, no problem. We also have Congresswoman Luria was able to join now too. So we'll go ahead and get started. Again, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for joining today. My name is Ryan Jackson. I'm the Deputy Political Director with Senator Warner's re-election campaign. It's so good to have you all here today. Thank you for being a part of this important conversation. I would like to first thank you all for your service. I think on this call alone, we have probably near 400 years of military service on this call alone. So thank you for your service. During this discussion today, we just want to address some unique challenges that veterans and military families are facing this pandemic, and also ways in which Senator Warner and also Congresswoman Luria have taken to ensure our country's veterans and military families have access to good jobs, healthcare, and safe housing.
The things that I've been working on specifically related to veterans and military families, and I see lots of familiar faces here. So I want to thank everybody who's on this call for all the work that you're doing. Michelle Norman, I know, is advocating tirelessly for families and through the Exceptional Family Member Program and working with our schools. So thank you for that work. It's just great to be part of this. And Senator Warner and I look to having many more conversations like this as we move forward towards November, because this is an issue. These issues are very important, especially to this community with our high number of military and veterans in Hampton Roads. And we thank you for being leaders there. And we want to get more of those people involved in the political process to make sure that they have their voices heard at the ballot box and understand what we're doing to work on their behalf. So thank you again, Senator Warner, for inviting me to join you. And thank you, Ryan, for giving me a few minutes to speak. And
all right, Ryan, you got to
I think Michelle wanted to chime in a little bit. Michelle, you're unmuted now.
Well, I wanted to kind of maybe switch gears a little bit and talk about, our active duty military families and education, because that is a hot spot right now for many of us. My organization, Partners in Promise, we are obviously concerned about everything that's happened. It's almost like a dumpster fire since the pandemic began. And it really is affecting our military families, particularly those with special needs, because I think the states are all over the place on how they're delivering these services. Some remote, some in person. It's lack of, guidance, on various levels. So I think my question would be, it's very difficult for military families. We're moving all the time, 2 to 3 years. And so there's not that continuity of education. So you're moving from A to B. There are the MIC commission that helps, with some of the transitioning of our active duty families. What I would love to see, and hopefully we can talk more about that, is just the fully funding IDEA, because I do see there's going to be an uptick of disputes that are going to be coming up because there has been loss of instruction, particularly for those that have IEPs. And so I know that Representative Luria did a great job with that and has worked on fully funding IDEA, but I'm thinking down the road, this might be where we need to put some effort to make sure that we are not allowing military families and their children falling through the cracks as this pandemic keeps going.
Yeah, Michelle, I support fully funding IDEA. The challenge, honestly, I remember one of the first times I went to the White House when I was governor. This was the one, and Bush 43 was president, and this was again one of those areas where there was complete bipartisan agreement. Governor after governor, we got up and said we need to fully fund IDEA. We're 18 years later, and we're still at about 30 to 40 cents on the dollar. But again, kind of almost back to Karen's initial question and everybody's question, as we come out with this kind of lack of guidance at the national level on schools, and we're going to come out with kids with real challenges, in terms of the learning disruption, and particularly special needs kids. Is there a way within the Defense Authorization Act or something we can at least make sure these, active duty military families get their full funding? If you can get me some, I know your organization has been very active in this, but if you can get me some more information, let me just see what else we could maybe do in the either this, and I can continue working with Elaine on this, either in the, the Senate next package, because we still think we might be able to get another couple of small amendments in, or in the House package. But I know how passionate you are. I know what a great organization you have, but get us that information like this week. All right.
Thank you, Senator Warner. Appreciate it.
Thank you. I mentioned, I hope everybody is safe. I think there is, a number of these legislative items have been ongoing, but whether it's, again, Ms. James's comments about what we could do right now, COVID-wise, some of the Karen's questions about what we can do around mental health issues. Katie, boy, you gave us, a bunch of stuff. Michelle, obviously, what on IDEA, there's a lot of, and Missy, you did get, Elaine, you got my commitment on the Gillibrand legislation. Thank you for all of your service. We're going to get through this. This virus and this illness, but this again ought to be a reminder of that special obligation we owe to both active duty and veterans